Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna. We'll continue reading Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. Bhaktivedanta Swami, spiritual master, and previous spiritual masters in the disciplic succession had wanted the Krishna consciousness movement to spread all over the world. And as Bhaktivedanta Swami daily gathered inspiration sitting before Rupa Goswami Samadhi, he prayed to his spiritual predecessors for guidance. The intimate direction he received from them was an absolute dictation, and no government, no publisher, nor anyone else could shake or diminish it. Rupa Goswami wanted him to go to the West. Srila Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati wanted him to go to the West. Krishna had arranged that he be brought to Radha Damodar temple to receive their blessings. At the Radha Damodar temple, he felt he had entered an eternal residence known only to pure devotees of the Lord. Yet, although they were allowing him to associate intimately with them in the place of their pastimes, they were ordering him to leave Radha Damodara and Vrindavan, and to deliver the message of the Acharyas to forgetful parts of the world. In June, the weather became intolerably hot, and one could not remain active through the afternoon. During the most oppressive hours, Bhaktivedanta Swami would shut his doors and shutters and run the overhead fan. By evening, the heat would abate. Again, a flurry of visitors would arrive, and in the temple compound, there would be evening kirtans. Sitting on his veranda, Bhaktivedanta Swami would sometimes talk with visitors, or sometimes they would come to his door and observe him as he worked at his typewriter. He was known in Vrindavan as a scholar and a sublime devotee, but he kept to himself as much as possible, especially in the summer of 1962, working on Srimad Bhagavatam. That was his real purpose in coming here, to prepare the books he could distribute to the people of the West. Although as yet he had no means for traveling even as far as Japan and no means for printing books, these were the goals for which he worked. He had not come to Vrindavan to die and return to Godhead. Rather, he had come because it was the ideal place to gain spiritual strength for his main life's work. The exact shape of his future mission, Bhaktivedanta Swami did not know, but he did know that he must prepare himself for preaching Srimad Bhagavatam to the English speaking Western world. He must become a perfectly equipped instrument of his masters, and if they desired, they would send him. Chapter 11. The Dream Come True. I planned that I must go to America. Generally, they go to London, but I did not want to go to London. I was simply thinking how to go to New York. I was skimming whether I shall go this way, through Tokyo, Japan, or that way. Which way is cheaper? That was my proposal, and I was targeting to New York always. Sometimes I was dreaming that I have come to New York, Srila Prabhupada. Writing was only half the battle. The other half was publishing. Both Bhaktivedanta Swami and his spiritual master wanted to see Srimad Bhagavatam printed in English and distributed widely. According to the teachings of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, the most modern methods of printing and distributing books should be used to spread Krishna consciousness. Although many books of Vaishnava wisdom had already been perfectly presented by Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and Jiva Goswami, the manuscripts now sat deteriorating in the Radha Damodar temple and other locations, and even the Gaudiya Math's printings of the Goswami's works were not being widely distributed. One of Bhaktivedanta Swami's god brothers asked him why he was spending so much time and effort trying to make a new commentary on the Bhagavatam, since so many great acharyas had already commented upon it. But in Bhaktivedanta Swami's mind, there was no question. His spiritual master had given him an order. Commercial publishers, however, were not interested in the 60 volume Bhagavatam series. And Bhaktivedanta Swami was not interested in anything less than a 60-volume Parampara presentation of verses, synonyms, and purports based on the commentaries of the previous acharyas. But to publish such books, he would have to raise private donations and publish at his own expense. Radha Damodar temple may have been the best place for writing Srimad Bhagavatam, but not for printing and publishing it. For that, he would have to go to New Delhi. Among his daily contacts, Bhaktivedanta Swami considered his Saran Sarma a likely helper, although when he had stayed in Mr. Sharma's home, Mr. Sharma had appreciated him more as a member of a genre than as an individual. At least Mr. Sharma was inclined to help sadhus, and he recognized Bhaktivedanta Swami as a genuinely religious person. Therefore, when Bhaktivedanta Swami approached him in his office, he was willing to help, considering it a religious duty to propagate Srimad Bhagavatam. Issaran Sharma was qualified to help for two reasons. He was the secretary of J.D. Dalmia, a wealthy philanthropist, and he was the owner of a commercial printing works, Radha Press. According to Mr. Sharma, Mr. Dalmia would not directly give money to Bhaktivedanta Swami, even if his secretary suggested it. Mr. Sharma therefore advised Bhaktivedanta Swami to go to Gorakhpur and show his manuscript to Hanuman Prasad Poddar, a religious publisher. Accepting this as good advice, Bhaktivedanta Swami journeyed to Gorakhpur, some 475 miles from Delhi. Okay, so I have one realization from today's reading how Srila Prabhupada, at this age, he was trying so hard just to, to fulfill his guru's instruction, and also Srila Rupa Goswami's instruction that he should go to West for preaching. And even though he was facing so many difficulties, still Srila Prabhupada was coming successful in everything. So from this, I can just coordinate one verse from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita we recently read in Chaitanya Charitamrita reading group from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 2, verse 90, where old Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is writing that Ami Bruddha Jaratura Likite Kampiye Kara Mane Kichi Bujita Na Pa Mane Kichi Vismita Na Pare Na Dakhiya Nayane Na Suniya Sravane. Then I just forgot that he's saying how he's writing he cannot understand, means he's too old that he cannot even remember anything. His hands are trembling. His eye, he cannot see through his eyes. He cannot hear through his ears, but he don't understand how he's writing everything, because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was thinking that he's too old and he don't know when he will die, when death will come. That's why he's trying to write everything of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, towards the end. That's from the Anta Lila. He was trying to put it, few of them in the Madhya Lila, because he was not sure when he will die, because he was too old. Still, he don't understand how he's writing. He was thinking himself that he is not capable of doing anything, still Krishna is, because Krishna was doing everything through him. So we know that without Krishna's empowerment, without Krishna's help, we cannot do anything. So while I was reading this, everything what Srila Prabhupada was doing, was like how it was mentioned that Radha Damodar, they want him to get a blessing and do the preaching work. So from all these things, we have to understand that without our spiritual master's mercy and Krishna's mercy, we cannot do anything. So we need their mercy in our devotional service too, like how Srila Prabhupada, no doubt that Srila Prabhupada was like, he was a pure devotee and he came from Krishna to spread Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message all over the world, particularly to the western side, because people were so ignorant in western side, no idea about what God is, what is devotional services. So yes, without spiritual master's mercy and Krishna's mercy, nothing can be possible. That's what my realization, one